Hi, Friday the 26th of July, and we're here to look at the astrological outlook for today and maybe the weekend. So what we'll do is, as usual, I am going to share charts with you so that you can see what I'm looking at. And even if you still don't recognize anything, keep looking at these charts because this is what I do. I did rather when I learned astrology 30 years ago. I just kept putting myself in front of it, and eventually it starts to create its own neural pathways, I think. There we go. Right, so we have Leo over here. So the sun is in Leo, and Vesta and Venus, Vesta and Venus are also in Leo. Mercury has now moved into Virgo. Look at that, 0, Virgo. So the way that we communicate now should be a little more precise. There is precision available. When Mercury is in Leo, because Leo is so dramatic and so colourful, the words get coloured. There's a lot of invention and drama attached to them. Basically, everything that's said could be halved or doubled. But now we're in the more prosaic Virgo, so things have to be a little more precise. Anyway, so I had a look at this chart before, and a lot of the aspects or the relationships between the planets are now separating, which means they're not coming up to their peak. They have passed their peak. And so what we've got really is a sky that has lended itself very much to the zodiac signs and the feeling and the energy of the zodiac signs rather than an interaction between the planets. The planets really are taking second place in this chart. The zodiac signs have a habit. They're in control. If you look at the fire signs, we've got 3 planets in Leo here, and the moon, so sun and moon in fire, and the moon, Chiron and Eris in Aries. And I was just looking at for Sagittarius, there it is, nothing in Sagittarius, but we don't need it, because if we've got stuff that's accentuating Aries and highlighting Leo, then we've got enough fire already. And the lower fire signs, so Aries the first sign and Leo the second sign, they tend to be more personal anyway. Sagittarius is way more out there, beyond our interpersonal relating. It's cosmic relating, the search for deity, if you like, the search for the truth with a capital T. Anyway, so I was very much aware as I was looking at this that we were in a time that really just wants to be in fire, in spirit. So the element of fire is actually the spirit of our cosmos. Okay, now I'm going to stop sharing with that, and I'm just going to talk to you now about what the atmosphere when it's all in fire. Excuse me, fire. Now, the first thing I want you to understand about fire is that deity resides in fire. Now, when I say deity, I think it's prudent to go back to the ancient Greeks, the Egyptians, because they really had a massive sense of deity and different deities, and therefore their art, which really shows the huge place that deities shared in their cosmos, in their world, is really an example of how we can look at the existence of something beyond our understanding, beyond our control, in another realm that underpins ours, an invisible realm that supports ours, and has invisible energies that are in some way intelligent and coincide with us and interact and interweave with our lifetimes and our lives, our actions, and I'm going to say support again, sort of walk with us, support us, and sort of are always available. Now, so deity lives in fire for certain, and there is a very important point there that I think it's Hesiod makes. It's either Hesiod or Homer. I'll look it up and let you know next week. And their point is that without adoration, without people keeping deity in their lives, keeping it in their minds, keeping it in their awareness, it dies. Deity dies. The gods are kept alive by our acclaim, our praise, our homage, that and our awareness and acceptance of them. Without it, it dies. Now, okay, this was said a long time ago, thousands of years, and I think it's very prudent today. And of course, this is a very sort of philosophical argument, which I suppose I oughtn't to get into, so I won't, but I'll leave you thinking about this one. Anyway, what can we take from that? I think we can take a few keywords here. One of them is inspiration. Another one is creativity, hope, joyfulness, the ability to look forward with enthusiasm, and the whole thing about the future and the future being available to us, and the fact that we can interact with that future to a certain degree. We've got maybe 20% ability to bend the future, to use our will to make it more in line with what we want. And that is the very point of making friends with fire, making friends with deity, giving homage to the gods, because it's fire and deity, same thing, which allows us to exchange and have an intercourse and have a relationship in which we have some power, which we have awareness and therefore power. And so praying to the gods, if you like, or praying to fire, or praying to spirit, or praying to energy, yes, all of that is helpful because of our ability to interact with it as human beings. There is fire in us, and that fire can have a dialogue with the big fire, the big massive cosmos of fire that surrounds us. Okay, so fire is unstructured. So the energy that's around us now is unstructured. It is cheerful. It's certainly vivid. It's alive and vivid. It's very creative, joyful, like I say, and warm, vibrant, exciting, welcoming. And so this is the atmosphere that we have an opportunity with our fire and everything else about us to enjoy and exchange with. And really, that's an excellent opportunity. No, it's not very often I'm saying, look at this happy stuff. Just be happy with it. It seems, oh, well, I should have responsibility and I should have responsibility for that. And yeah, well, there's enough earthiness, isn't there? Right. So when the time is given over to fire, do what you can to engage with that fire and that joyfulness and that great sense of future and potential, I think, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I hope that was useful. here in the UK, aren't we lucky? We've got some lovely warm weather for the weekend. So this helps us to engage with fire. We'll be out in the sunshine under a fire planet. And so that's quite useful. I want to give a shout out to an amazing lady called Jane Parento, and I hope I've said that right, who put some fantastic comments on the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, Alice and Chester-Lambert. And I really look forward to reading her comments because I deliver this stuff and I post it, and she thoughtfully goes through it and adds things that I think, oh, yeah, I would have said that. Oh, yeah, she's really extending that. So I want to say thank you very much to Jane. I really enjoy reading your stuff as much as you enjoy listening to mine. So thank you. And there are some other people I'm going to give a shout out to as the days go on, because I think there's some people doing a brilliant job out there of making me feel welcome. Oh, thank you. And that's it. I don't work over the weekend because I have family duties. But I look forward to seeing you again on Monday. And I hope that was useful. Okay, I'm going to say bye. Thank you. Bye.